Hello and welcome to another edition of POV Live in the morning. And today, well, let's just say this. When it comes to Meghan and her claims that she has A-list friends and there's going to be A-list this and A-list that, I think that in 2025, it's happened too many times that now, you really see it's all a lie. Like, I could understand maybe if there was Mindy Kaling, I don't think she really counts. Chrissy Teigen, Manos, that woman is horrible. We've heard about all of the horrible stuff. Can't say the S word, not 20 minutes yet. All of the horrible stuff that Chrissy Teigen has done. I mean, even Beyonce's mom, I don't really think she's considered A-list either. I mean, she's Beyonce's mom, but that's the mom. That's not anything to do with Beyonce. So when you really see what has happened with this woman, and I remember specifically, that she would talk about how A-listers were going to be on her podcast earlier in the year. And not only that, A-listers were going to be on the first season back in January or whenever this crap dropped, March, whatever it was, something like that. Those were all the stories. Oh, Meghan's going to get A-listers on her With Love Meghan first season. Meghan's going to get A-listers on her Confessions of a Female Founder podcast. And then it ended up being just all of the people that she knows, which is essentially just like this. We saw the trailer. By now, I'm pretty sure you've seen it as well. Or if you haven't, that's fine. But we saw the trailer and it's just her and her stupid friends. That's all. The only thing she was missing was the clones. The clones got left out. Abigail Spencer and Kelly Zafjan or something. And I think it's really interesting where the boy who cried wolf, in this case, it's the call girl who cried wolf many, many times. No, the call girl who cried A-lister many, many times, where she claimed, because we know all these stories come from her, where she claimed that there was going to be A-listers in this, A-listers in that, A-listers were going to do this, and A-listers are her friends. You know? I think that at this point, you have to even feel pity. You do. Because when someone lies this hard, you think to yourself, damn, how insecure is she? Like, how bad is it with Meghan as a person? And I know I'm smiling, but I'm just saying, like, how bad is she in her real life as a person that she would think to herself, oh, let me tell the press that I'm going to have A-listers in my podcast on my With Love Meghan show. On my, well, she did have the A-listers on the Spotify podcast. At least that, we can agree on that. Watch. We can go real quick and we can check the list. You know what? We're going to do all the lists of names. Watch. Give me all the list of names that Meghan has had on her podcast, on both of her podcasts. Let's see. And I want to see these names because I know that the first one, okay, Archetypes, the first one, she did have some A-listers, and we'll give her that. But you want to know what? Meg, that was 3 years ago. It ain't 2022 anymore, lady. No, man, give me a list for Christ's sakes. I know Serena Williams was one of them. That's the only one that I remember from the first one. See, there it is. Mariah Carey. Oh, we heard about Mariah Carey. Oh, you want to talk about Mariah Carey? Matter of fact, I didn't even report on that from my channel. Mariah Carey. Meghan Markle. Watch. Look at this right here. This is what they've been talking about the last few days. And let's not forget about this conversation that Mariah Carey had. She called her a diva. And in Meghan's world, the word diva is a negative. You see? So when Mariah Carey said this, an A-lister, a real one, well, yeah, I would say Mariah Carey's still an A-lister, even though she hasn't made music in a long time. I mean, hey, it's almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas. And we know once Christmas starts rolling around, that Mariah Carey song, oh, it just never stops, that Mariah Carey song, especially during Christmas. So see the complexity surrounding the word diva, because when Mariah Carey called her a diva, Meghan's like, because for Meghan, the word diva is a bad word. Here it is right here. I think that's really important for people to remember that this might be a persona. And yes, the diva thing we can play into. Meghan said during the podcast before, adding, it's not something I connect to, ma'am. Meghan? No. You are absolutely, and I mean that, absolutely a diva. And I don't mean that in a good way, like, oh, she wears nice clothes. Oh, she has jewelry. No. We're talking about stuck up. We're talking about up her own. The A word I can't say yet because it's not 20 minutes. However, Mariah was quickly to disagree. You give us diva moments sometimes, all the time. What kind of diva moments do I give you? Don't act like you can you see me right now? What, were you wearing sweats or something? It's also the visual. Mariah explained a lot of it's the look. She says, let's pretend you weren't so beautiful. And didn't have the whole thing and didn't often have gorgeous ensembles. You know what? That's true. Meghan does have gorgeous ensembles that are not for her body type. That's true. I'll give her that. She's got very expensive clothes that would look good on a thin model. Very true. You wouldn't maybe get as much diva. And then Meghan says, I don't care. I don't care. Meghan, I don't care. Why did you tell Mariah Carey you don't care? I don't care. I'm like, when I can, I'm going to give you diva. While Markle said that's the thing. I associated it differently. Yes. She does associate it differently. She associates it as a negative connotation. That's what it is. So here we go. We go back to the actual list. Serena Williams, A-lister. Not really. Maybe in sports, but not in Hollywood. We'll say Serena Williams is like a B-lister. We'll give her that. Mindy Kaling, definitely not. Issa Rae, Margaret Cho, Constance Wu, Lisa Ling, Emily Bernard, never heard of any of them. Paris Hilton, that's one. She's A-list. And that's true. Jenny Slate, no idea. Never heard of her. Mindy Kaling, Issa Rae, Lisa Ling, Paris Hilton, okay, so she had one A-lister, Paris Hilton, two A-listers, and a B-lister. So that's two on her first podcast. Now, on the second one, I'll tell you straight up, on the second one, there were not any. There was not a single A-lister on the second one. This Saujani, we don't even know who that is. I don't even know her. Sarah Blakely, same thing. Tina Knowles, not A-list. Jamie Kern-Lima, not A-list. Whitney Wolfe Herd, Bumble founder. Well, A-list means Hollywood, so no. That woman right there is very rich. She's rich, and not because of her, because of her husband. A bonus episode featuring Tina Knowles. Okay, yeah. So here's the list. 1, 2, 3. It was only 6. That's reported but unconfirmed. Exactly. Reported but unconfirmed. It didn't happen. Serena Williams, no. Gwyneth Paltrow, no. Kelly Zafjan, clone. Tracy Robbins, Misha Nunu, Insider Circle guests. See, there was no A-listers there. None. I mean, well, except for 2, Mariah Carey. But even then, Mariah Carey, she's legendary. She's like old school A-list. And then, who was the other one? Serena Williams, B-list. But now, especially now with this latest thing, you think about it. Constance Wu did Crazy Rich Asians. Is she an A-lister? I know she did a TV show too. I don't think so. I think she's just a movie star. Because A-list means like that's a top of the top. I think Constance Wu is just a movie star, but not A-list. And this is the thing. When you see the list of everyone that we showed, right? The Spotify one, You failed. You had those names. Let's look. Hold on, where are they at? Paris Hilton, A-lister. Serena Williams, Mariah Carey. You know, you had the names. Meghan had the names. She had the opportunity, right? But then again, if you think about it, look at the stupid shit they were talking about. Ambition, gender double standards. Come on. Give me a break. Diva stereotype, singleton stigma, angry black woman stereotype, cultural stereotypes, humor. Like, you see these conversations that she's having with these people? It's useless stuff. It's stuff that nobody cares about. And it doesn't make any sense, except for the fact that it's, as I've said, it doesn't matter if she fails. If Harry's fake black wife fails at something, which she already has, she's failed at the podcast, both of them, and she's failed at the With Love Meghan. We don't know if there's going to be a third season. If there is, oh man. With 527,000 households, only 2 million views. It was something like 2.3 million views. Man. I mean, obviously something's going on with Sarandos. So it's got to be something. How do you think she got her first roles anyway? Shoot. Meghan Markle's underwhelming With Love guest list, seasons 2 stars and makeup artist, Pilates instructor, Netflix TV chefs after she was unable to attract big names, insiders reveal. And that's the thing. This is what we're talking about. And it's for one simple reason, where you had the shot, you had the opportunity, okay? You had the Spotify podcast. And I don't even know if the word fumbled is correct here. You failed. Because fumbled is when you do something and you really didn't know, you know, oh, I fumbled the ball. I fumbled it. Like it was a thing that just happened. I fumbled it. No, she knew what she was doing. She failed. It was a failure. And this is what happens when you're talking about something like we were talking about with the topic of the context about women's labels. Who gives a shit about that? No offense to women out there. I know that's like a feminist talking point, I guess. Same thing. Confessions of a Female Founder. Who gives a shit about that? In my opinion, what Meghan really thought is that she would be able to talk about these unpopular topics that nobody cares about and that people were going to tune in because it's Meghan. That's what she thought. And that's, you know, either that or she didn't care, because let's face it, right? Let's say you or I started a podcast and we got a shot from Spotify. Spotify gave you or I a shot, right? And we failed. We did this. This is what we did with it. Ambition, diva stereotypes, singleton stigma, angry black woman. You know, we had these kind of topics to talk about. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody cares, right? Distorted view. These kind of stupid, distorted view things, right? What would happen to you or I if we failed at that Spotify podcast? Well, they would say, hey, get him out of here. I don't ever want to see that guy again. I don't even want to hear his name because as Bill Simmons said, it was a grifter. They called her effing grifters, right? That's why. Oh, Lizzie B with the massive POV membership. Thank you so much, Lizzie B. Thank you so much for being here on this POV Morning Live. And remember, like and subscribe, share the stream, let everyone know what we're doing here every single morning at 9:30 Central Standard Time. How you doing, Igo? Thank you so much for coming in. So what she should have done, maybe. Now, I know she wears horrible, just horrendous clothes, but she should have done a fashion podcast. Fashion, maybe even food, wine, glug, glug, glug. But definitely not female founder, you know, definitely not women's labels. Like, those conversations do matter. They're kind of important. But in this grand scheme of things, you think about it and you ask yourself, okay, I want to go and hear a podcast. Okay, what's this going to be about? Well, We want to hear a podcast that I can relate to and something I can sit down and listen to. And I'm going to hear two people have a good conversation. Not I'm going to hear two people and one of them is kissing Meghan's ass every 15 minutes. Not that. Not, oh, well, what was this other one about? Oh, well, you're a female founder. Yeah. Founder also means lame. I thought you were going to say the founder one was lame. Yeah, but that too. The founder, it was lame. It was a lame topic. So when you think to yourself, oh, I'm going to go hear a podcast. What's the podcast about? It's about female founders. Now, we're not going to take away the importance of that topic because there are women out there, younger women, maybe a demographic that they're trying to get into business. Sure, there are. And great for reaching out and wanting to reach them. Great. The only problem is when you're talking about success, okay, you can't shoot for a niche that is this big. You can't do it. It doesn't work. And it's really simple to see because this comes from not having any consequences. When normal people get a Netflix deal, they want to make the best movie, the best TV show, the best, so they can get another one, so their success can continue. Meghan doesn't care. She doesn't have to keep the lights on. She doesn't have to pay her bills. She doesn't have to worry about not having money till the end of the month or paying her phone bill in portions. She doesn't have to worry about any of that crap. So what does she do? She goes and chooses a stupid topic for a podcast that nobody wants to hear. But then you want to know what's even worse? I could guarantee you anything. This woman blames us. She blames the people online. Because we were talking shit, talking stuff, not 28 minutes yet, damn. We were talking about the podcast in a negative way. So then she's like, oh, those people out there, they always criticize me. We've heard about it. She cries. We've heard about it, right? So then you think to yourself, does she not understand? Does Meghan Markle not get it right here, okay, in the third eye? Does she not get it that you make a podcast about women's labels? Nobody wants to hear that crap. Matter of fact, it was boring. You make a podcast about female founders. Nobody wants to hear that crap. It was boring. Does she understand? And I don't think she does. Why? Because there's no fire. If there was a fire under her, like, oh, I got to pay my damn bills. I got to make sure that my phone stays on. I got to get my light paid. So this needs to be the best of the best of the best that I could possibly do every time. She's got no fire. And then you add in she's got no fire to she's got no talent. See? So it's just like can't say that yet. It's just like a crap storm for someone that isn't afraid to fail. And that's why she's so fine with it. I bet you she doesn't give a stuff. She doesn't care. She doesn't care at all that she failed twice in 2 podcasts. No doubt in my mind. She failed to land a star like Oprah. Oprah would never. Oh, there was this comment at the beginning of the show. Where is that? Here it is right here. She had Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris, but she pissed them off so much by asking about Trump that he refused to finish the shoot. And the similar happened with Kamala. Now, I'm not saying that Orion's daughter is wrong or something, but I don't even believe that. I don't believe that that's even possible. I don't even think she has the pull to score those 2 guests at all. I just don't believe that. And then especially the idea that she'd be talking about the president. She hates the president. We know that already. But that's what I mean. And those names, it was Gavin Newsom and Kamala. Those are A++ listers because that's government people. See, that's government people. So I don't believe it. Not for a second. It's true. Part of the reshoot. What? What? What, the Gavin Newsom? She was told not to talk about Trump with Newsom, and she wouldn't shut up, so he got pissed. Okay. I mean, I'm not even going to say anything. Okay, I'm not going to say that, so we're just going to move past it. But wherever that's coming from, okay. I'm sorry. I don't believe in the reality that we're living in. I don't believe she has the pull to get those two guests. No matter who is saying that, whichever creator is saying that, I don't believe that she has the pull to even get those two guests. I don't. So I'm not saying that whichever creator is saying that was lying. I'm saying that that's literally not true. Like, she's a nobody. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't get. If Meghan Markle did not have the ring, you know, they say that we give her too much credit. I mean, you don't give her enough. She's a nobody. We've seen it time and time again. Nobody wants to call her their friend. Nobody wants to have her around. They had the Tyler Perry thing with Oprah, Gayle King, and the Kardashians were there at that concert. She wasn't there. They had the female founder dinner with Nacho's wife. She wasn't there. See? So, I mean, I'm not saying that anyone is lying. I'm saying that point to try and believe that Meghan could pull, yeah, exactly. She's tabloids, not headlines. To try and say that Meghan could even pull Gavin Newsom, that's tough. That's tough for me to believe, but I wanna ask the name, but I have a feeling I know where it's from, and I don't want to get into that because I've already gotten in trouble for talking about other creators. So all I'm going to say is, if people believe that, that's great. Netflix has bailed on the call girl, allegedly, by packing with love with people who have shows with the streamer, most of them TV chefs, a source has said. See, and that's even worse. That means that those people, they came because of Netflix. That's what that means. They didn't come because they said, oh, I love Meghan. I know who she is. I've seen her stuff. I want to work with her. No. They went because Netflix said, hey, you got to do this. We got parts of the contract that you need to see. You got to see. Episode 5, I think. Okay. Well, we're still, if that's who I think it's from, which I probably know who it's from, but we're still, tell the same person that we're still waiting for the South Park episode of Meghan and Harry this year. And I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for that. How you doing, Sage? You know we love Sage. I'm still waiting for the South Park episode, and they better hope it comes out because I got a story ready to burn some ass. Yes, it's after 20 minutes. To burn some asses. I'm going to burn some names. I'm going to call out some names. If that South Park episode with Meghan and Harry does not happen, I got the story written already, and I got the names written down already because I can't stand it when people try to lie to their audience and say that, oh, South Park's going to have Meghan and Harry on again. Okay. That's fine, but I got the story ready. The majority of guest lists have links to WME. Even worse. They have links to your freaking... Okay. They have links to her agency. Even worse. That makes it so much worse. You see, when you're talking about friends, that's one thing. And even the makeup guy, the bald dude, Daniel, whatever his name is, right? He's her makeup artist. She pays him. He's not there because he likes her. He probably got paid for that appearance. It's just the way that goes. You see, it's the worst. Yeah, Ari's not even there. Ari has stepped back from the last, what do you call it? The last story that I reported on him, he was stepping back because he was going to start sports. So I don't believe Ari's even at WME anymore. Hold on. I mean, no. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. This is from when that happened. And apparently, this is Ari Emanuel. What he's going to do is he's going to leave WME but he's not leaving. He's just creating another wing, and it's going to be concentrated on sports, from what I understand. Yeah, that one happened. So typical for narcissists. I've seen this before, especially with bigger influencers. They always hang out with their staff because they have no friends. Exactly. And we've seen that countless times when she's gone to, what was it? To the basketball game, the Lakers game. She went with Harry and her staff. When she went to the concerts, she went with Harry and she went with her staff. You know, I believe it too. I don't think that she has friends. I really don't. And why? Why? Because she's insufferable. When she's in public, she thinks that everything she can do is better than what's out in public, right? So what she does is, like, for this easy example, very easy, is when they had this. No, I think it's cut out. Here it is. When see, there's Nacho's wife, there's Meghan's best friend. They had a female founders dinner. And that was literally the name of the dinner, a female founders dinner. And they kept Meghan out. And why? Because at this thing, like you see right here, look, you see right here in the background how there's like flowers and stuff. Well, there was some really nice table coverings and setups that they had, flowers, plates, really nice stuff, right? Really nice. And then she would be, Meghan, she would be there and she would be like, did y'all pay for this? And then Abigail Spencer's like, yeah, why? Well, I mean, I could have gotten better plates. The ones that I know, the brand that I know of, I could have gotten better ones. These ones aren't that great. And then the same thing with the flowers. Meghan would have said something like, oh, who did y'all get these flowers from? Where are these flowers from? Oh, they're from Jessica so-and-so from over on whatever street. Oh, I could probably have done it better from the stuff that I have in my garden. And, you know, with the roses that I have, I could have done a better one than this. Yeah. And then everyone is just sitting there looking at her and they're like, can you shut the hell up, Meghan? And that's how she is. And that's why they cut her out. Literally. These are two of her best friends right there and right there. Looking down on everything. It doesn't matter what it is. And then just imagine the wine. If they served wine, glug, glug, glug. Oh, you know, this wine, like, it doesn't have the same type of stone fruit accents that my wine does. We could have like gotten my wine for this. Why didn't we get my wine? Can you shut up, Meghan? Please. And then so that's what happens. Yeah, except the garden, right? It's not even hers. And that's what happens. They cut her ass out because they don't want her around. It's real. This is all real. This isn't a TV show. This isn't a TV show. Ah, crap. And I think that when you're talking about someone like her, you're talking about a person that believes everything she does is perfect. Everything she knows of is better. You're talking about her. Oh, these plates. I mean, they're white, but they're like pearl white. I could have gotten the different white. I could have got. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely right there. No doubt. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Damn it. Had to get some stuff ready. Sorry. So, yes, going back to this. In person, even worse of a control freak because you're talking about someone that thinks everything she has is better. Yeah. Arrogant and gross. And then, like I said, imagine if it was something like the wine that she thinks her wine. Oh, this isn't that great. Don't you think so, Abigail? And Abigail's like, and everybody's like that. The wine is fine, Meghan. It's good. Of course. No doubt in my mind she would do that. And then they wonder, right? They wonder why people don't like her and she's never around. And you're not going to say, not you, but you're not going to say, oh, it's because of security, whatever. No. British Hollywood Insider said it's very, very underwhelming. Find the iPad. It's very underwhelming. It's really down to Meghan to get the stars. Where's Oprah, Michelle Obama, or Kardashian even? It's even a bunch of random people she knows. Yeah. And that's the point. When you look at it, if Meghan had the self-awareness to say, oh, well, we're not going to have A-listers. Like, it's going to be my friends. It's going to be people I care about. It's going to be people I work with. But that's not a story. That doesn't make Meghan look important, right? Oh, I'm going to have my makeup person there. Why are you writing a story about having your makeup person there? What for? It's ridiculous, because nobody wants to go on. And it's not because she didn't ask. Let's get that through right now, because I'm sure in the future they'll make some type of story like that. No, she asked people. She asked A-listers. They didn't want to go. They told her, oh, well, it's because I have a former engagement. I have something else to do. That's why. British Hollywood Insider. Connection Newsom is Getty. They're both Getty proteges. He was their money man, or Meghan was visiting. She was visiting him all the time. What if it's a strategy? Then it's a horrible one. It's a horrible strategy. Because, watch, hold on. I'm not going to sit here and take away from the having your friends on your show point. Because Ina Garten, I love Ina Garten. Love her show so much. Whenever I watch her show, I feel like I'm in a higher tax bracket. Okay? Ina Garten has all of her friends on her show, right? She has all of her rich friends from the Hamptons. That's what she does. But when it comes to Meghan, Meghan was telling the world, oh, I'm going to have A-listers. There's going to be A-listers. Oh, I'm going to. No, dude. No, there isn't. Absolutely not. The trailer for the episode, 380,000 times. Yeah, and 32,000 dislikes. Fans have not been wowed by the guest in a rented house near her Montecito mansion because she sucks. Chrissy Teigen, the bully. She's not popular anymore. Guests like Jay Shetty and his wife or Jamie Kern Lima, they are well known but not superstars. Absolutely not. I would not even know who Jamie Kern Lima was if it wasn't for Meghan. We don't even know. And same thing with that Whitney Wolf Herd. I didn't know she was the founder of Bumble. I thought it was a dude. The others are quite niche, really. Mail Online's insider said she's not had any real celebrities on the show apart from Mindy Kaling. Kind of. Giada. Giada. Oh, Giada is such a babe. I love her. She's not had any real celebrities. The closest she has on this season is Tan France, but it feels like Netflix stepped in to help her here. They use Tan as Queer Eye is finished, and they want to keep him as a Netflix face because he's very popular. Is he gay? Probably. Yeah. Got a great head of hair right there. I'll give you that right there. Yeah. Wish I could have that head of hair. Netflix trailer, yada, yada, yada. 1 minute, 27 teaser. I don't like lobster. Yeah, Harry doesn't like lobster. Okay. So we're finished with that one. So I got to say, one of the main reasons I feel this way when it comes to Meghan and everything that she fails at is because if you didn't tell us that there was going to be A-listers, then fine. That's okay. But don't come out and tell the world, oh, we're going to have A-listers. We're going to have A-listers. Oh, And then you have nobodies. And then you have your makeup artist. This is the kind of problem. You know, when you have someone that doesn't tell the truth in the press, what are we supposed to do? Are we not? Is that it? Are we not supposed to say anything? That's it, isn't it? Tell me, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Does Meghan Markle just expect people to not say anything and not criticize what she does and when she lies in this way? Is that it? Is that what it is? Because that's what it feels like. It truly does. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end the stream there. Thank you so much for being here on this other edition of POV Live in the Morning. We will catch you next time.